All right, Big Pat Sports Talk. Give me a player that we need to know. This every week is probably my favorite topic on this show, and the reason for that is there's always players around the league that just don't get their shine. And unless you're a
Mhm.
fan of that team, there's a good chance you don't know who in the heck these players are. Whether it's a rookie, whether it's an offensive lineman, maybe it's your nickel corner, whoever that is, who's a player that 49er fans may not be familiar with that we need to know for this game Thursday, and not just this game, but has a bright future in your opinion in the NFL?
I'm gonna go Marcus McKeithen, right guard.
I like it.
I
Okay.
believe Marcus McKeithen, he fits well with our rookie center, John Michael Schmitz. I think those two guys together will actually be a pretty good formidable line down in the down the road. Once Marcus McKeithen gets his feet together at the right guard position, John Michael Schmitz is an absolute. I think he's going to be an absolute monster within his first 2 years. Those two guys together, if we could get our right tackle position uh, figured out, hopefully Evan Neal steps up and takes that over. If not, maybe we could kick him down to left guard and move Azudo to right tackle when Andrew Thomas gets back. And I think that might be a very good line moving forward. But the guy that you're going to need to know is Marcus McKeithen moving forward. I think he's going to take over that right guard spot.
All right. I like it. Do you have another name that you want to give me, Big Lou? A player that we need to know about here in 49er land?
Well, um, a lot of people that know his name, and he made a pretty big splash when he came onto the team last year, but he got injured. And since we've acquired Darren Waller, his name has kind of faded into obscurity. But Daniel Bellinger
Okay.
is a weapon that can be used in passing, blocking, run blocking, screens. He's a utility knife, and a lot of people aren't talking about him. And when you got speedsters like Waller, Jalen Hyatt, Paris Campbell, Darius Slayton, and you start running with them because you're worried about them taking the top off, he can cut across the middle in between them seams and kill you.
Hmm.
And he's not a
Interesting.
little guy. He's hard to take down.
I like that. Okay, that is not a name that I would have expected to come out of your mouth, and that is, you're right. I mean, Darren Waller, obviously the big pickup this offseason, but the two tight end sets, you got to imagine with maybe not the best receiving core out there. If I'm being nice, maybe the two tight end sets is the way to go. So you got them when Saquon's healthy. It makes a lot of sense that that's where you're going to attack. I like that. I think that's a great name. I can give you a couple here in San Francisco that y'all should be familiar with. Number one, I'm going to go our left guard, Aaron Banks. He's going into his third year. His rookie year, he basically redshirted. Last
Mm-hmm.
year, came in, played extremely good football. This year, right now, through the course of the first two games, has not allowed a single stat to be put up against him. Not a sack, not a pressure, not a QB hit. This man is on fire right now. He's an up and coming left guard. I think a top 15 guard in the NFL right now, and he is ascending right there next to Trent Williams. Trent Williams gets all the love and deservedly so. But Aaron Banks, man, he is on the rise. So the left side of this line right now is very, very hard to get home on the quarterback. And then another name I'm going to give you is our second corner. Plays a lot of nickel. He moves in and out, but you're going to hear him a lot this week. Diamador Lenore, another Oregon Duck. You guys got
Mm-hmm.
Tibbs over there. We got a few of them over here, but Diamador Lenore, man, fifth round pick. He's on the rise, put himself in phenomenal shape this offseason. He looks leaner, he looks more fit, and he is playing really, really good football. Arguably, even though we got Charvarius Ward and he's a hell of a player, arguably to this point in the season, Demo is playing slightly better than him. And I think that's big because we didn't necessarily know what to expect from that second corner position. He's playing really, really good football right now.
Yeah, he actually is. I think we still can attack you in the middle of the field. Go ahead, Lou.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, if Joe Shane is listening at all, make that trade and get that guard from them. Okay, first off. Uh, and secondly, I wanted to throw another name in there that people forgot about because of his injury last year, who just came off of the pup. He will be integrated back into the system at some point within the next few weeks, possibly this week with Barkley's absence, because he did have some snaps at running back in college. Wandale Robinson.
Robinson. Yep. There you go.
Yeah, but Lenore at DB, he can wreck a game plan. I think you guys are going to put him on whoever comes across the middle, whether it be Waller or somebody like Paris Campbell and everything. But I still think we could take advantage of you guys on those drag routes. For some reason, you guys do not like those drag routes across the middle of the field. You don't guard them. You put Fred Warner so far back that it's like you can take that. You can take the 6 to 7 yards. Let's see if you can keep doing it. And I think we have the offense to be able to do that if you allow us to.
I
And that
think
left,
that's the big thing is you gotta and I love what you're saying because last week this kind of showed out and it was working fantastically. But in a game like that you have to be perfect. You can't have drops, you can't have any missed reads, nothing. It really forces the other team, and in this case the Giants, if that's the route that they're gonna take, you just have to be perfect on those, man. You have to stay perfect, and that's a hard game to play for a full 60. But I do agree there is a potential weakness there for sure.
yeah, I want Paris Campbell right there because if Puka could do what he did, Paris Campbell's going to be a whole lot worse. And you're going to have to come up sooner, and that's when Hyatt is going to come into play. That's when Waller's going to come into play. I wish y'all would put Fred Warner on Waller one-on-one. I don't think you. I
Oh,
don't
I'm
think you're
for
going to
it.
do it.
I'm for
You
that
you you
matchup.
will you putting
I'm
Fred
for it.
Warner on Waller?
I'm for it. Oh yes.
He
Oh
said, "I'm
Go
yes.
look.
for it." Oh
I love
man,
to
Go
see it.
go
I'm
look go
for it.
look at some Raiders games and
I'm for
a
it.
couple of Raiders games when they played y'all, and then look at Fred Warner on Darren Waller, and then I think you might change your mind.
I
Fred
think well,
Warner is
first of all,
very good.
here's one thing that you're not going to get is you're not going to get a lot of man coverage from the 49ers. So
No, you're not.
the odds of that just being a man-to-man type look, not going to be likely. But if there's anybody in the NFL that can run up the seam with Darren Waller stride for stride, it is definitely Fred Warner. We watched him do it stride for stride in the playoffs with CeeDee Lamb. And no disrespect to Waller, Waller's a hell of a tight end and an athletic tight end. But he is not more athletic than CeeDee Lamb, who's a wide receiver. And if he can
But
go step
see,
for step with him up the seam, I think he can do the same thing with
but
Waller.
see,
I have no doubt about it.
that's an assignment that he did. He ran to a spot. He could do that with the best of them because he is that athletic. I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about able to guard Waller when he's doing double move or he's going to an out route or going to a corner route or such, and he has to line up in front of him. There's no way he's going to
Yeah,
be
you're
able to
probably
hang
not
with
going
him.
to see that. The Niners aren't going to play man, and I would say if that's the look, and I'm expecting any linebacker, Fred Warner aside, anybody to line up and just play straight up man play in and play out. That's a matchup that the Giants and Waller I think would welcome. As good as Fred is, that's not his game. He's definitely going to be more getting to a spot and carrying guys deep. The 49ers trust him to do so. If a player can be carried deep, definitely it's going to be Fred Warner that can do it for sure. But no, I
Yeah,
mean, just straight man to man, 40, 50, 60 snaps. I don't think anybody in the league can take that task on. That's a tough task. Waller's really good.